And I say all of that to say this because I know the one thing that can mess up your journey is relationships. There it is. You can get past a whole lot of things, but a relationship will literally do you in. And that's the area, because we don't teach about it enough. We don't talk about it. For one thing, all of us feel like we've made so many mistakes. Who are we to say? I know that was me. Who am I to tell anybody? Have you seen what I've done lately? And it's like you don't feel adequate. But then that's looking at your fleshly realm rather than your God-like realm. I'm going to say what I'm saying. Amen. I told you eventually I'm excited for the new year because I want to get into the silent years of Jesus. And it's very interesting now to find out why those years were so silent, that you only know of his birth. Big deal about the birth, which it should be. And a little bit of his ministry, only about 3 years. About 3 years of his ministry. And then there's the crucifixion, he leaves, ascends back into heaven. That's pretty much all we know. And I said, it's got to be more to his life for the sake of our life. Yeah. But it's like in the scripture, if you don't seek it out, it's not just going to drop somewhere at you. You got to go after this thing. And many times in the scripture, God hides because he wants to see who's going to look for him and find him. Or watch the look until they find him. Because there's some things you got to realize in seeking God for certain things. I'm learning in seeking him out for certain things. What I gain from it is amazingly much bigger than what I originally went after. And it's like, and I stand in awe. I'm like, so maybe it wasn't even that I was going after. Saints, I want you to get so inquisitive with God in this season. I want you to get so to the point to where you feel like, the intelligence of God requires my effort. It's something that is required of you. You don't get to be like everybody else because you weren't really made to be like everybody else. And see, that kind of stuff has been around so long, we think it's the norm. It is not. It is not. When I first began talking about relationships and marriage, I said, if you really think about it, if God places you in a union with someone, then now that is a union that has never existed in the earth. That's right. And it means so much to him that he calls you one instead of two. Yes. It means so much to him that he says, I'm going to make it so that there are many, many prayers to pray, but when you come in agreement, I'm going to answer you. I'm going to make your prayer of agreement bigger than all. Can you see that? You see, if we would start focusing on the greatness of our creation, then maybe it wouldn't be such a challenge for us when it comes to these areas of relationship. And if we start making sure, and I always say, and I'll never stop saying, God has to be first. Yes. I don't know about you, but I was very clear in making it very plain and clear that my biggest mistake was putting someone before God. Yes. Now, anybody be honest and admit it, because in most cases, we're not taught how not to do that. Right. In fact, you're taught just the opposite. Yes. 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 I love them with all my heart. Yeah. Stop there. I'm trying to be serious. Oh, my soul. Oh, my mind. And you know they be crying all this head. Yeah. And it's so sincere. You mean it. Because they don't know any better. So sincere is nice, but sincerely wrong is the same thing.
That's right. All right now.
And when we don't take the time to teach the realm of relationship from the Bible, that's right, then we are allowing people to go the same way that we know we didn't even want to go ourselves. Right. In fact, I believe a lot of what we went through was so we could help others.